Michael and Elena are standing by the Golden Gate Bridge, looking lovingly into each other's eyes. Mike Meyer really seems to be in love with Winona Ryder. He sure does. When Mike Meyer crossed over to the realm of fiction with us, he could feel I could feel the passion that he has for Winona Ryder coming from him. Yeah. Oh, me too. How would you like to go to Pancakes by the Bay? Sure. Mike and Elena walk to Pancakes by the Bay. They find a booth next to the window where they can people watch, where they are enjoying some amazing coffee and pancakes. This is incredible coffee, Elena. I know. The richness and complexity of it, of the flavor, is something that excites my taste buds, in a way that brings my mind, body, spirit, and soul to a place of tranquility and eternal pleasure. Yeah, I like the coffee too. All of a sudden, they are approached by a woman in formal attire named Samantha Henderson. Hi, my name is Samantha Henderson. I'm the editor of Coffee Lovers Monthly here in San Francisco. I overheard your conversation about how much you love the coffee here at Pancakes by the Bay. How would you like to write for my magazine? I'm a documentarian. That's very flattering that you would like me to write for your magazine. I don't have any experience writing about coffee. Well, I think that if a writer is a good enough writer, that could translate into any form of writing. You know, that might be very interesting. I would like to write about not only the taste sensation of drinking coffee, but the history of coffee in society, the economic positioning of coffee, and the importance of coffee in American culture. You've got some great ideas already. I'll be back. Here tomorrow morning, we can discuss the details. Samantha Henderson leaves Pancakes by the Bay. Wow, that was nice. Yeah, I really like Samantha Henderson. Let's go back to my condominium with practice more William Shakespeare dialogue. Sure. Mike and Elena went back to practice more William Shakespeare dialogue. Mike and Elena get up the next morning to meet Samantha Henderson at Pancakes by the Bay. Thanks for the nice comments on the screen. Hope you subscribe. They find a booth by the window where they can watch happy San Francisco people walk by. Hi, Mike. Hi, Elena. Are you guys ready to discuss the details? Hi, Samantha. Yes, we are. Yes, we are, Samantha. Let's get started. I'm looking for a new writer for Coffee Lovers Monthly, who can write about not only the taste sensation of drinking coffee, but how the pleasure of drinking the coffee is somehow heightened by the sole substrate that is correlated to the physical pleasure. I could describe it that way. Okay, Elena. Here is a sample of coffee that was brewed from coffee beans harvested on the mountains of Oregon. This is the most popular. Coffee at Pancakes by the Bay. Take a sip of it and tell me how you would describe it. Let's see. It has a velvety, rich taste to it and a complexity that excites the taste buds in a soothing way. It has a strong taste to it, but very flavorful. The pleasure of drinking this coffee is enhanced by thoughts of beautiful memories that I have when I was just out of high school, discovering some of the greatest authors such as Aldous Huxley. I remember reading his novel, Time Must Have a Stop, pondering the unknown nature of reality and the connection of mind, body, soul, heart, and spirit to nature. It was such a liberating time in my life when I came to a solipsistic understanding of self-reliance and how being your own best friend is personal empowerment. And how this notion is the ultimate way to perceive life and truly be free. That being said, solipsism can only take you so far. Finding your love in this world is the only way to live a life of meaning and purpose. That's very good, Lilena. I think you are brilliant. You start next Monday. I'm happy about that. Let's go back to my condominium of the practice of more William Shakespeare dialogue. Sure. Mike and Lilena practice more William Shakespeare dialogue. After finishing practicing the William Shakespeare dialogue, Mike and Lilena had a few beers and talked. They sat on Mike's couch, looking out at the Golden Gate Bridge on a beautiful moonlit night. It's so nice to actually be with you, Lilena. There have been so many nights that I have sat here alone, dreaming about us together, kissing in the moonlight beneath the Golden Gate Bridge. There's something about the cosmic vibrations that are received near the Golden Gate Bridge at night that bespeak a love between you and I that is so profound that it transcends time and space, placing us in an eternal love embrace. I get the feeling beneath the Golden Gate Bridge myself. I want to make love to you, Lelena. As our bodies are intimately connected, so shall our souls be, as we both feel a heightened state of being, manifested as a transcendent pleasure of the mind, body, spirit, and soul. I know it's more than an empty physical pleasure. You want to go to Pancakes by the Bay tomorrow morning? Sure. The next morning arrives and Mike and Lilena go to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast. They sit in the booth by the window and begin a conversation. Do you like to people watch? Yeah, so do I. There's a whole drama happening right before my eyes. I look up at any window at people walking by, and I can interpret the situations that are taking place. It's like watching a real-life movie. I've thought of that myself. What do you find more engaging, happy endings or sad endings? I like them both. I guess it depends on what type of experience a theatrical artist wants to give the audience within when he chooses between a happy ending or a sad ending. I had an idea, Elena. Since looking out of the window at people is like watching a movie to us, why don't we write some dialogue that is inspired by the interactions that we see between people and put on a play that is a presentation of the interactions that we saw between them? We could tell them that we wrote a play inspired by their behaviors and they can come and see it. I think it would be fascinating. Great idea. Would you like to go back to my condominium and practice more William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. Michael and Elena practice more William Shakespeare dialogue. The next morning arrives, and Michael and Elena go back to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee. They sit at their usual booth and order coffee and pancakes. How has your writing project for Coffee Lovers Monthly been going? Good. It's fun to describe coffee, which is something that I already love in poetic essays. Let me ask you something about this coffee we're drinking. How would you describe this coffee? When I drink this coffee, Lelena, my taste buds are stimulated in a way that heightens the awareness of my soul in a place of immortal love with you, wandering the landscapes of natural, on a realm of soul discovery, and the fulfillment of the deepest yearnings for human transcendence. I love the coffee too. The flavor is complex. It both soothes and stimulates. It's amazing. Hey, look, Lena. Do you see that man and woman outside? I see them. My interpretation of their social interaction is that they are lovers that were separated. They haven't even seen each other in a while. Really? You can glean that much from observing them? Look at the tears in their eyes. I can see a sense of relief and mirthful reunion in their facial expressions. Yeah, Mike. Now that I look closer, I agree with you. It's so beautiful. Look, they are getting into a cab, taxi cab, where they're going. Wherever they are going, I think they are definitely going to be in our play. This is fascinating. We are able to interpret many things, so many things, by observing people's body language. See, Lelena, body language can convey a whole story. We could write a whole story about these people outside just by observing them. Let's go back to your condominium, very smart William Shakespeare. Sure, Michael and I went back to Mike's condominium, very smart William Shakespeare. Michael and Leila got up early the next morning and took a walk to downtown San Francisco. There they saw the man and woman who they saw at a lover's embrace from outside of the window at Pancakes by the Bay. Look, Elena, I think it's the man and the woman that we saw at a lover's embrace at Pancakes by the Bay. I think it is. Do you want to ask them if it is them? Sure. Michael and Elena walk up to the man and woman to speak to them. Excuse me, sir. What is your name? Hi, my name is Hugh. This is my girlfriend Isidore. It's nice to meet you, Hugh and Isidore. This might seem very unusual but I have an interesting question for you. Go ahead. What's your name? Hi, Mike, this is Lelena. My question is, are you people reunited lovers? As a matter of fact, we are. How were you able to decipher that? Lelena and I were sitting in Pancakes by the Bay, having breakfast and coffee, and observing people through the window of the restaurant. I noticed that you can interpret a lot of things from the body language and facial expressions of people from inside a restaurant. This gave me the idea to construct a narrative from my observations and put it into a play and present it to an audience, Wow, that's fascinating. That's a fascinating idea, really? You could put together a story from observations of people in the street without hearing them speak? There's a whole complex interplay of stories happening in the streets. I have a keen sense of what other people are thinking and how their lives relate to each other. That's great. We want to be involved in it. That's great. Do you want to go back to my condominium? Do you want to go back to your condominium and practice more William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. Michael Lane went back to Mike's condominium and practice more William Shakespeare dialogue. Michael and Elena finished practicing their Shakespeare dialogue and sat on the couch to talk. This is such a beautiful view of the Golden Gate Bridge from here, Mike. I agree. I see so many lovers in an embrace beneath the Golden Gate Bridge. I've so often imagined you and I in a love embrace beneath the Golden Gate Bridge. It is so wonderful to finally be with you. It sure is. By the Golden Gate Bridge, I can feel a beautiful glow in my heart that keeps me aware of our destined love. Do you want to go to Pancakes by the Bay tomorrow? Sure. The morning arrives at Michael and Elena. I go to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee. They get their usual booth by the window. Let's look out the window to see what kind of body language is going on out there. Yeah. Mike and Elena look out the window and see a tall man with long hair and sunglasses walk past another man. He shoves a package into the other man's coat pocket. The other man then proceeds to shove the same package into the coat pocket of a woman. The woman then smiles at the man and climbs into a Chevy Corvette, which proceeds to cruise off at high speeds into the San Francisco morning. What was that? I don't know. It kind of looks sinister. I would like to get that in the play. I wonder what was in the package. I don't know. I hope it wasn't some top secret plans drawn up by aliens to take over the Earth. Come again? Wow, that's a wild speculation. Sometimes my imagination runs wild, Elena. I think about the possibility of aliens actually existing on other planets. I then think of possible ways that they might travel here and assimilate into our society, convincing us that they are also Earthlings when they are actually aliens involved in some kind of conspiracy. Or that package could have been something that was ordered by somebody. In any event, I want to know more about this. It just seems too suspicious to me. I can see from the body language there's something going on. I want to find out. How are we going to find out? I have a feeling that they'll be back tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow to Pancakes by the Bay and see. That'd be good. Would you like to go back to my condominium and practice more William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. Mike and Elena went back to Mike's condominium to practice more William Shakespeare dialogue. Mike and Elena got up the next morning and went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee. They got their usual booth by the window. Yeah, this is suspicious to me, Elena. I wonder what's in that package that people keep passing back and forth to each other. Your alien conspiracy theory seems very unlikely to me. I don't agree with you. You never know, Elena. Somebody that you've known for years, but actually be an alien who has transmogrified into human form. Some people may be the spawn of aliens, and they aren't even aware of it themselves. Maybe someday an alien ship will come and take these alien spawn to their true homes on some distant planet. Maybe in another galaxy. Let's get this straight, Mike. You actually have a theory that some people might actually be alien spawn and that possibly someday an alien spaceship is going to come and take them back to their native planets. That's my point exactly, Elena. And look at this as a realistic possibility to be considered. We'll see. Look out the window, Elena. Do you see the woman pulling up in the Corvette? I see her. Look at that beautiful ass and that satiny dress that looks more like lingerie than it does a dress that you would wear in public. What are you talking about, the Grammy Awards? No, I'm just kidding. Are you lusting after her, Mike? Not at all, Elena. I'm your man. My lust is all for you. I was just noticing how luscious her ass, I was just noticing how luscious her ass looks in that satiny dress and feeling my penis thicken and growing much harder at the sight of her. We'll talk about that later. I have to think about other women. Let's see what she's up to. Look! She's passing off the package to another woman. They're kissing passionately. Now she's walking off with a man who looks like her lover. A bisexual woman, that's a turn on. What are you, a porn star? I thought you were a romantic. Believe me, Lelena, I'm a romantic. You sure don't sound like a romantic. I am a romantic. Lelena, all of that beautifully romantic stuff you said to me about feeling an inner glow of predestined love beneath the Golden Gate Bridge was so wonderful, Mike. Now you give me some sleazy talk about your dick getting hard at the sight of a woman in the street. There are weird dichotomies in me, Lelena. As much as my libido is stimulated by the sight of sexy women, I am fully committed to you. I am a romantic. I'll see if that's true in the future. Look now, Elena. The woman that the package was passed to is running off, and a whole bunch of other women are chasing her. I wonder what's going on. I hope we find out soon. Would you like to go back to my condominium, practice some more William Shakespeare, darling? Sure. Mike and Elena went back to Mike's condominium to practice some William Shakespeare dialogue. Mike and Elena got up the next morning and went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee. They got their usual booth by the window. Where the fuck is... Okay. God damn. Come on. Fuck. Fuck is... Oh, man. Were they going to observe people and interpret their behaviors? How are you enjoying the coffee this morning, Lelena? It's wonderful. I'm thinking about that package. I wonder what is in it. Whatever it is, people seem to hold it to be of great importance. Well, I have a theory that it could be plans drawn up by aliens who are in disguise here on Earth. Plans for takeover of planet Earth. Here you go again with your alien conspiracy theory. I certainly doubt that is accurate. It's probably just business documents or something. Then why are people so intrigued by it? As if it were a crucial issue? People get upset at each other about little things. I'm going with my alien conspiracy theory. I seriously doubt it. Look, Lena, there's a woman with long hair passing the package to another woman with long hair. I see it. All of a sudden, the woman to whom the package was passed to looks at Mike and Elena with an intense fury for several minutes. She then proceeds to get back into her Corvette and drives off into the San Francisco morning. I really want to know what is going on. So do I. Would you like to practice more William Shakespeare? Sure. Mike and Elena practice more William Shakespeare. Mike and Elena got up the next morning and went to Pancakes by the Bay for breakfast and coffee. They got their usual booth by the window. It's so nice to be in love with you, Elena. I agree. Just to be in your presence and behold you is so profoundly arousing to my soul that I feel a kind of light in my soul that illuminates it from within, awakening it to the true meaning of beauty as epitomized by romantic love. I feel that way myself. All of a sudden, a woman pulls up in a Corvette. It's the woman that Mike and Elena saw with the package yesterday. Do you see that? Yes, I see it. It's the woman with the package. All of a sudden, the woman takes out the package. From out of the package, she pulls an object with a multi-dimensional shape that glimmers in the sunlight. For an instant, it seems as though another dimension has revealed itself. It was only shown for a few seconds, but in that few seconds, Mike and Elena saw a landscape of the most beautiful colors and exotic shapes that they have ever seen. They both felt their souls aroused by a keen awareness of hidden realities. Wow, that was amazing. It sure was. Suddenly, the woman got back into her Corvette and drove off. Would you like to go back to my condominium? Very more William Shakespeare dialogue? Sure. Mike and Lelena practice more William Shakespeare dialogue. Here's an excerpt from it. Okay. Romeo and Juliet, Act 2, Scene 2, Capulet's tortured. Enter Romeo. He just the scars that never felt a wound. Enter Juliet above the window. But soft! What light through yonder window breaks? Is to the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is sick and pale with grief, that thou her maid art more fair than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious. Her vest of ivory is but sick and green, none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks as she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses, I will answer it. Two of the fairest stars in all of the heavens, having some business there, do entreat her eyes till they speak, till they circle her. Do entreat her eyes till they twinkle in their spheres, till they return. What if her eyes were there, they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek on her hand? Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek. She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night, being over my head as a winged messenger of heaven, unto the white upturned wondering eyes of mortals that fall back to gaze on him. When he bestrides the lazy pacing clouds, and sails upon the bosom of the air. O Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, be but sworn by love, and I will no longer be a Capulet. Shall I hear more, and shall I speak of this? 'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. Oh, be some other name. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other name would sound sweet. So Romeo would, were here not Romeo called, Retain that dear perfection which he owes without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo. Thou knowest the mask of night is on my face, else would a maiden blush bepaint my cheek for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight. Fain would I dwell in form, fain, then I would have spoke, but farewell compliment. Lady, by yonder blessed moon, I vow that tips with all silver all these fruit treetops. Oh, swear not by the moon, the inconstant moon, that monthly changes in her circle orb, lest that thy love prove likewise variable. What shall I swear by? Do not swear at all, or if thou wilt, swear by thy gracious self, which is the God of my olive tree, and I'll believe thee. The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. At half an hour, she promised to return. Perchance she cannot meet him, that's not so. Oh, she is lame. Love's heralds should be thoughts, which 10 times faster glide the sun's beams, driving back shadows over lowering hills. Therefore do nimble pinioned doves draw love, and therefore hath the wind-swept Cupid wings. Now is the sun upon the highmost hill. On this day's journey, and from 9 till 12 is 3 hours long, yet she is not to come. Had she affections and warm youthful blood, she would be as swift in motion as a ball. My words would bandy her to my sweet love, and his to me. But old folks, many feign as they were dead, unwieldy, slow, heavy, and pale as lead. Enter nurse and Peter. Oh God, she comes, oh honey nurse. What news? Hast thou met with him? Well, you have a simple choice. You know not how to choose a man. Romeo? No, not he. Though his face be better than any man's, yet his leg excels all men's. And for a hand and a foot and a body, though they be not to be talked on, yet they are past compare. He is not the flower of courtesy. But I'll warrant him as gentle as a lamb. Go thy way, wench. Serve God. What, haven't you dinned at home? No. But all this did I know before. What says he's out of our mind? What is it? I pray thee, good Mercutio, let's retire. The day is hot, the Capulets abroad. And if we meet, we shall not scrape or brawl. For now these hot days is the mad blood stirring. Thou art like one of these fellows that, when he enters the confines of a tavern, claps me with a sword upon the table and says, God send me no need of thee, and by the operation of the second cup draws him on the drawer, when indeed there is no need. Am I like such a fellow? Come, come. Thou art as hot as Jack in thy mood as any in Italy, and as soon moved to be moody, and as soon moody to be moved. And what too? Nay, and there were two such, we should have none shortly, but for one would kill the other. Now why, thou wilt quarrel with a man that hath more hair, or hair less in his beard than thou hast. Thou wilt quarrel with a man for cracking nuts, having no other reason but because thou hast hazel eyes. What eye but such an eye would spy out such a quarrel? Thy head is full of quarrels as an egg is full of meat, and yet thy head hath been beaten as addle as an egg for quarreling. Thou hast quarrelled with a man for coughing in the street, because he hath wakened thy dog that hath lain asleep in the sun. Didst thou not fall out with a tailor for wearing his new doublet before Easter? With another for trying his new shoes with old ribband? And yet thou wilt tutor me from quarreling? And thou wert so apt to quarrel as thou art, any man should but buy the feeble of my life for an hour and a quarter. Be simple, simple. Adjectival. I do protest I never injured thee. Then thou can devise Enter Romeo and Balthazar with a torch, a mad-hack, and a crow of iron. Give me that mad-hack and the wrenching iron. Hold, take this letter early in the morning. See thou deliver it to my father. Give me the light upon thy life, I charge thee. Whatever thou hearest or seest, stand aloof. And do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descended to this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment, and therefore hast be gone. But if thou jealous dost to return to pride, what I farther shall intend to do, by heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint, and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs. The time and my intents are savage wild, more fierce and more inexorable than empty tigers of the roaring sea. I'll be gone, sir, and not trouble you. So shall thou trouble. This letter doth make good the friar's words, the course of love, the tidings of her death. And here he writes that he did buy poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Monte, see what a scourge is laid upon your head, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love, and I, for winking your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen, all are punished. Oh, brother Montaigne, give my hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand, but I can give thee more, for I will raise her statue in pure gold. That whiles Verona by that name is known, there shall be no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet. As rich shall Romeo by his lady's lie for poor sacrifices of our enmity. A gloaming peace. This morning what it brings, the sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence, I have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and a Romeo.